Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Disney, Oklahoma. Again, this is the National Rock Racing Association Finals. We are kicking off this morning with our youth class. They're in the UTV out there. They run a little bit easier course, as understandable. This is our youth class. We started a little bit early this morning, wrapped up pretty late last night, so appreciate everybody jumping in here with us. We have all of the classes to run, UTV Cup Series, UTV Bounty Series, UTV Stock, VIN Class, Youth, and Big Bouncers all to run today. Luckily, we're only running one course compared to yesterday where we ran two.
Yeah,
so
that helps a little bit.
It does. It does. Again, you can see the race line, starting line. We'll be running Big Bouncers coming at you from the banner on the right, and side-by-sides Cup Series going out the left. So we have a lot going on today. We're literally getting everything fired up this morning. We actually rode the buggy down here in the dark last night, or in the dark this morning. So a little bit unusual for us to be starting this early, but again, with Ultra 4 finals being the same weekend, we have so much to get ran through. It's going to be a lot of fun. The sun had just poked up right before we kicked off the live feed, so it's going to be a beautiful day, nice warm day, another 65 and sunny. Ultra 4 will also be qualifying today. That'll be a lot of fun. So we got youth class kicking off. I think it was Dallas Heckley who just took off. All right, that was Dallas Heckley. I seen a Heckley wrap on there, so. We also got Jack, our drone operator from Delta Drone Works, down here with us today.
All right, did we get a time for Dallas? Gatlin Wheels out on the course now.
Again, Gatlin is one of those people battling for that championship spot. That's quick time there.
13.878 for Gatlin Wheels. We're going to get those other times for you guys. It's Dallas Heckley, Taylor. That was Blake Heckley, actually. All right, they're doing a little switch up with us here. That was Blake Heckley that ran first with a 19.304. Gatlin Wheels just ran with a 13.878. And is that Axel Barton we've got out there now?
I believe so. Wow.
No, Vince, it's only rocks out here.
Yes, only.
I did. Did we confirm that was Axel, Taylor? All right. All right, and another good morning to everybody as we get settled into our day of racing here in Disney, Oklahoma. Thanks for joining us for the NRRA Finals. We raced all classes, 2 courses yesterday, and we are back for more today. All right, and was that Joshua Hammett? We're moving so fast.
We are.
This course is quick, and they're rolling them through here so fast. I'm barely getting a look at them over here. We've got Dallas Heckley out on the course now. We'll get a confirmation on that last one for you guys.
We're getting some course workers clear before we start our next side-by-side.
13.718. That is your new leader right now in the youth class. That was Dallas Heckley. Looks like we've got Clara Hoback on the line now. So Clara and Gatlin, after yesterday's race, were tied in points.
Ooh.
Those were our first and second place points leaders coming into this weekend. After last night, they are tied in points.
Ooh.
So there might be a little nerves in the girls right now. I hope they're just going to come out and have some fun, though. Clara Hoback's dad, Justin, did have an accident racing yesterday, and I was given permission from the family to share an update with you guys. I'm going to get Clara's time real quick. 13.527. That is the new fastest time right now in the youth class. Well done, Clara. All right, we've got Brantley Havens on the line now. He's going to wrap up the youth class course 1 for us.
Again, this is a super quick course for these guys. Getting
14.410 for Brantley Havens. That means that Clara Hobeck with a 13.5 did have our fastest time right now. Dallas Heckley next with a 13.7. Then Gatlin Wills with a 13.8. And I mentioned Justin Hoback, and I'll share that update real quick. I know we've got some people curious. He is in the hospital with an L1 fracture. They are hoping that brace is all that he will need, and waiting on some MRI results to rule out surgery and all that. He's in good spirits, and I'm pretty sure he's probably watching the live feed right now because he told Clara he's, go out there and drive fast. He didn't want her to miss it or anything, and she just laid down the fastest time right now, so I know he's proud of that.
That's awesome.
So y'all keep him in your prayers, please, for quick healing, as always, and we'll let you know if we get any other updates that they would like us to share with you.
Again, he had a pretty hard landing yesterday.
He did. He was driving after those points, man, and stuff happens. He nosedived pretty hard coming off that ledge. I know we kind of caught the tail end of it, and it was just.
I think we had a bouncer running at the same time.
I think we did.
And I was watching the bouncer behind me, and I heard the bottom out, and it sounded like you dropped a dump truck on rocks.
It was a hard slap for sure. Glad that it wasn't anything any worse than it could have been, but definitely praying for a quick healing and recovery. So that did wrap up course 1 for our UTV youth class. Again, that top 3 rundown was Clara Hoback with a 13.5, Dallas Heckley with a 13.7, and Gatlin Wills with a 13.8. Man, those girls, even on like such a short course like this, which I think this is probably the shortest we've had them race on yet this season, they all were right in there, so close to each other. Oklahoma, we're ready to especially rock and roll because it's pretty much all that's out here is a lot of rocks. It's totally different than most of the parks that we race on, and it gives these guys a whole different kind of challenge, and we're having a good time seeing how they handle it. They raced on Viagra last night, and the new hill that was the first ever being raced on.
Yes.
We have gone back and forth on the names. I'm just going to call it the Hard Hill.
Yes, we call it the Hard Line, Hard Hill. In front of us on the screen right there, you can see both of the banners. The one on the right will be where the bouncers will be coming out towards us, and the side-by-sides on the left will be going away from us. So I have 2 separate courses happening at the same time. A little bit different. Again, we're trying to get as much done because our races as well as Ultra 4 finals are the same weekend. So we have a ton of racing going on this weekend. So we'll literally be doing 2 races simultaneously, which is a lot of fun to watch. A little crazy to keep track of, but keeps me and Bree on our toes. So
that's right. This isn't just the NRRA finals. This event is the Legends of the Fall. I'm sure you guys have probably seen, hopefully, some information on it floating around. And like Matt said, it's the Ultra 4 finals. It's also the MAO short course and pit bike finals happening not too far from here over at Mid-America. And so there's a whole lot going on. I know tonight there's going to be some costume party type stuff.
Yes.
You guys have to wait and see what Collier Hoback's little costume
Oh, my goodness.
is. He's pretty excited, and it is really cute. Maybe we'll post a picture or something of that later tonight. And I know Clara's going to decorate her the 170, so
I can only imagine.
There's all kinds of stuff going on in town. There's going to be concerts, and as you can imagine, it's a big party here, and it's a whole lot of racing too here at Finals in Disney right now.
Yeah, again, it's going to be an awesome time. Lots of fun activities, not just like you said, and great way to point out, not just fun activities here, but also right down the road at Jay. There's 2 different parks having racing going on at the same time. So literally, it's more than you can handle. It's like being at Hammers. There's so much going on all at one time. Half of it, you find out some of the cool stuff that happened once you get home and start seeing the pictures on Instagram and Facebook. So
got to kind of pick and choose out here. Hopefully, you guys are choosing to stay with the NRRA
yes.
Here on Hillside Live. But, of course, everything is most everything is live today, and you can watch all of that on Rock Racing TV, as always. So make sure you guys are watching from that page so that we can see your comments and answer your questions and all that. Who was able to watch last night? We did some night racing, which is not
awesome.
something we're used to either, but definitely different and fun. And we were racing simultaneously. We had 2 starting gates and 2 classes going, and it got a little hectic. But, I mean, there was no shortage of action.
There was not.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, we'd put some lights on the buggy a couple of years ago, and most of them had broken or whatever since then. So we made sure we had some underglows and some headlights that worked, and that way again, because I knew we started racing at 5. By 6:30ish, it's starting to get dark. So by 7:30 last night, it was almost pitch black. We had some scene lighting out there, obviously for racing, but it was nice to have a little underglow, just kind of see around. Especially, I didn't think about this for the ride back.
Yeah.
So the light, plenty of light on the course, but on the drive back, we had to have tons of light. So
yeah, we're not used to dealing with all of that.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah, it was a good time. So a lot of fun. I think most of the drivers really enjoy driving at nighttime. Doing it's just something a little different, something fun, something to kind of throw a little gear in the monkey wrench there. So
we've made it through the whole season, and all the parks that we go to. The fun thing about them is that the terrain varies so much. I mean, we've got the man-made concrete, the long steep hills of Windrock, the rocky riverbeds here, all of that. So, I mean, it's not really like you can just get used to and get in a rut with your driving, because we're always changing it up. So, I think that's a good thing, and it keeps the challenge always there, and it kind of helps to level the playing field a little bit too when you have our higher horsepower vehicles and then our lower horsepower between the different types of terrain and the different types of racing. It kind of helps level things out a little bit. It's not all just about one giant hill kill, and hoping you've got enough horsepower to make it out the top. We've got some short course thrown in. We've got a little rock crawling, rock bouncing. And everything in between. So.
Yeah, and I completely agree that, I mean, and not just that, but also we're doing uphills, we're doing downhills, we're doing corners, we're doing jumps. So, and again, me and Justin Wills got to go on Speed Sport last night and talk to you guys a little bit.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that.
And talk a little about course design, about how we do some uphill, we do some downhill. It's kind of like we take an Ultra 4 course and kind of shorten it, but having that uphill and downhill and corners and jumps, it kind of makes the all-around racer shine a little more rather than just the good old days of hill killing where it was just close your eyes, hold the pedal, and hope you make it. Nowadays, it's more of a complete race car driver we see versus the good old days of just, rock racing where it was just, hopefully you bounce just right, landed just right, and hit the hill just right.
Right.
So a lot of fun, and again, I think our series has changed much, much better over the years.
It's definitely grown and changed over the years, and one of those reasons was to accommodate our growing crowds of spectators.
Yes.
So that's been a cool thing to see as well, and having to make sure we've got the spectator-friendly and accessible, and we're not just lining up and hiding behind trees on the side of the hill anymore like we used to.
Yeah, which is funny because I remember one of my first races. That's literally what we did. Like we kind of just stood behind a tree and hope I didn't come our way.
Went up and scouted out your spot and made sure you had an exit plan if the buggy started coming towards you.
Then you got fancy and got you an easy up at some point.
Oh man, I'm glad that we have evolved from that point. But thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's early this morning. Grab you a cup of coffee, hang out with us for a while till you have to go to work. I know it is Friday, so I keep thinking that it's Saturday already, but we haven't made it to Saturday yet. But hey, we're gonna be racing tomorrow too. So Vince says last night was crazy. Timmy's controversy. Woo, yeah, you said it. Controversy.
Yeah.
Hey, it wouldn't be a motorsport if we didn't have some drama once in a while, right, guys?
It was kind of neat to see. Again, we talked a little about that last night. There's 6 or 8 drivers ran over to him, and it wasn't course workers. It was all drivers going, "No, go back, go back, go back," and it was just super neat to me to see that kind of camaraderie. These are guys racing against you that want those points,
right?
And if he didn't finish, that means it helps them a little bit and kind of maybe bump some up points. But those are the guys you're competing against. They all rushed to his vehicle. There's like 6 of them. You go back, go back.
You missed a turn.
It was, and it was so.
He thought they were joking.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's funny.
Night.
That's funny. No, it's super neat just to see that kind of camaraderie against with the racers. 4 or 5 guys that are racing against you, helping you, make sure you get a good time. They want to see you do well. So
let's talk about Jay Storts too. I mean, only Jimmy. There's your couple name right there, Jimmy. Only Jay and Timmy climbed the hard hill last night in the bouncer class. All right, welcome back to that, guys. We got Braden Upchurch out on the course kicking off the Rock Life Off-Road Ooh, UTV stock class.
I think. Oh no!
Oh no!
He has a wheel and rim completely dangling behind.
I heard it, but I did not even see what happened.
I could just see he came up, clipped a boulder, and literally ripped the wheel entire. He was dragging and almost rolled over.
Wow! Speaking of all the rocks out here, guys, there's a view for you.
Yes.
Look at all that.
We have all the rocks.
It's a lot of rocks.
Yeah, it came out, clipped a boulder, ripped the rim and tire completely off of the side-by-side.
Oh, man. Poor Braden. You know what? Braden had a really, a really great couple of runs yesterday as well. So, man, I hate to see that for him. But, yeah, talking about Jay last night, he was only one of two to make it up the hard hill, the second pass for the bouncers. And, wow, I thought there wouldn't be dust out here with all these rocks, but turns out these are dusty rocks. And Jay, he mowed over a flag, but you know what? When only one other person makes it, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And he still had the fastest time, even with the flag penalty. So he found the line, and he committed to it. And last night around the campfire at the Heckley camp, the guys were giving him props, Timmy and Zach, and they were saying, man, old Jay would have just stayed in the throttle the whole time and done one of these numbers,
Oh, yeah.
We've seen from Jay before, and they were like, you hit it just as
perfect.
You let up at the right time, you got back in it at the right time.
Yeah.
They were proud of him, and that's fun to see everyone kind of gathering around after the fact and doing.
It was super neat to see him when he finally did climb it. And right behind us, we were watching directly behind us. All of the drivers, I mean, you hear the crowd cheering too, but all of the drivers like, yeah. And again, goes back to that camaraderie. Super neat to see that. Yeah. We talked a little this morning. I said, was that your plan to kind of scoot as far as you could over, maybe even tag that flag? And again, this is where kind of strategy really comes into play. And I've seen Timmy do this a bunch of times where you want to use that course and manipulate that course to be your advantage. And if you can see a line that no one else sees, which, again, we've seen Timmy do that time after time, he can maybe see a line that nobody else sees and shave seconds, off of your time. That could be huge, again, for those points. And I said, so was that kind of plan? He said, well, so we were trying to get close to it. He said, we weren't really trying to wipe it out, but he said, again. I don't
think he was planning like, that flag's going down.
Yeah, he said,
but hey, in the moment, you do what you got to do, and it worked for him. So.
And it was kind of neat. He said, being the only guy at that point, there was only a few racers left. He said, if I'm one of the few guys that climb it, and even if I do hit the flag, a 30-second penalty, if you're the only guy that climbs it, you're still way points ahead. And then obviously we saw Timmy kind of air it out right there through that gauntlet. But we had seen several side-by-sides.
Timmy made the hard hill.
He did.
Look easy.
He did.
He just floated
zoomed right up
and got so excited he missed the turn.
And he said, I was so flustered after making it. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And he said, I just ran down and completely forgot, which is understandable. Again, having that quick of a time, making it, feeling good. So, again, it was kind of funny to, have that kind of thing.
Well, and that's not the first time that happened. I mean, DC did it last night in the UTV class. It gets dark out, and they're trying to remember multiple courses. You miss a turn, it happens. So, and
it's so funny because we hear, Timmy say it all the time, there's no seat time like race seat time because everything is going so much, everything's heightened. You're trying to do 47 things at once. So, again, there's no seat time like race time just because it's so much more intense. You're trying to do everything in as fast as you possibly can, but at the same time be cautious not to break. So, again, it's, kind of interesting to see that kind of balance between you want to push hard but not break. And then,
sometimes the rocks just reach out and grab you, like poor Braden up there. He didn't make it a quarter of the way through the course, I don't think.
Yeah, did not go well. I seen him got a Jeep out there trying to get him pulled off the course.
I did hear that we are getting our bounty drivers lined up. They are going to be running out this. Hey, I got it right the first time. Out this starting gate.
Yes, the one to our
behind me. And I think that's what's known as the stair steps over there.
Okay, waterfall. Yeah.
Looks like it anyway. There's a
there
shot
we go.
For you guys.
Again, videos never do it justice.
No.
So, videos never do it justice. But it is very steep.
Big Bertha. In Big Bertha, pulling up to the starting gate right now. And he wants to make sure that his brother Justin can still get some points today. So definitely cool to see that. I know Colton was not planning on racing today. I don't think he even knew that we were doing a third course for the stock class. So, but he rose to the occasion and jumped in there. So we'll see how he does. Colton used to race with us. It's been a couple seasons now since we've seen him in the UTV class. He's getting a pep talk from Eric Hagan over
Yes.
there. I think they're still working on getting Braden recovered off the course. Taylor, we could play the video that Matt and I made yesterday showing, speaking of perspective again, if you think we've got time. If not, we'll save that for later. People can, a little something for you to look forward to, guys. All right, we're going to play something short for you real quick. Okay, so we already showed you the hill Viagra over there. The bouncers are going to go up that. They're going to come down this one. This is called CRRS. Clearly somebody was in a very specific mood when they named these hills. We're going to let that slide. The bouncers are going to come down this. They're going to cut that way across the riverbed to the checkered flag. That's all I got.
Yeah.
So obviously, this is a pretty tall rock face that the bouncers are going to be racing on. Like we mentioned, this is called Viagra. You might recognize it from Bobby Tater's infamous run. Matt, how are things looking up there?
There's some big ledges too! In true rock bouncer form, we have several different courses we'll be racing today. Some are a little more gnarly than others.
That's right. We are going to be doing a never been run section of this rocky cliffside behind us. It doesn't really have a name yet. There's been some tossed about, but I don't know if we've settled on one. It's going to be this right here. You can see to the right of the banners that are up there. And they're actually having running right now just drain some of the water out from down below at the bottom of the cliffside, because obviously safety is a huge factor as always, and we want to make sure that there's not any extra danger to the drivers if a rollover were to happen or anything like that. So they've had that pump running. They're going to keep it running until the water is drained down to the level that we want. And we're going to be racing on this tonight.
Don't miss it. The UTV Cup will also be doing some woods courses as well as uphill and downhill sections. And you can see the finish line right behind me. The bouncers will be racing through. It's going to be tons of action. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys tonight.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
There's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it. Knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform. Built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
All right, we're back here again. We're getting a kick of our UTV stock class. Course, I believe, is clear. And we have Colton Holback racing for Justin Holback in the Big Booty Judy.
No, Big Bertha.
Big Bertha.
I know, it's hard to keep the big ladies
It's
straight.
we have a lot of big ladies here. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Well, Big Bertha's the only one here. Unless you meant that in another way, Matt. We're just going to let that slide.
My computer still has dust on it from Dyersburg.
Oh, yeah, we brought some bikini bottoms with us.
There's a lip on the edge of the iMac computer, and there was like a shelf of dust at Bikini Bottoms. It was kind of funny.
Well, I told Matt yesterday, after Bikini Bottoms, I tried to go through a car wash because my car had been parked up in the campground for 2 days. They turned me away at the car wash because my car was too dirty to go through.
That's funny.
So that just tells you how dusty it was at our last race.
All right, we got Eric Hagan down there, helping get him kicked off to our race line starting line.
Make sure that you guys are watching on. There are 2 live feeds going on right now. One of them is has the Ultra 4 pre-running on it, and then we've got ours that you see me and Matt on right now. So I think it's the second live video down when you go to the Rock Racing TV page. So just make sure you're on the right one, and if you're getting confused. Colton Holback just took off racing for his brother Justin's points. Justin was 3rd in points coming into this weekend, and he did have a bad landing last night. And I got the okay to give you guys the update on him. I did earlier. I'll repeat that for those that might have missed it. But Justin did have a fracture of his L1 vertebrae and is in the hospital getting MRI'd. And we're hoping surgery is not required and a back brace will be enough for it. So y'all keep him in your prayers. He's in good spirits. I'm sure he's probably watching the live feed right now. This is his brother Colton finishing up for him to try and get those points here at finals. We've got a pretty long course out here for our Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. Braden Upchurch had an unfortunate run-in with a rock right out the gate, so
6.5.007 for Colton Holback racing for Justin.
I think that was a 077.
Yeah.
Taylor, what'd you hear?
6.5077.
Yeah.
And that was for Justin Holback, who his brother is racing for today, Colton. Again, they do a lot of our RC stuff, so a huge shout out to those guys for really jump in and help out our RC courses. And
yeah, they pretty much run the RC races here at NRRA events, as well as helping out with the safety and the youth class, because Justin's daughter Clara races in the youth class, so he's a big part of helping with that and getting the kids out on the course and helping them figure it all out. So the Hoback's a huge part of everything going on here at the NRRA. So our prayers are definitely with Justin right now as he's healing and recovering and figuring everything out. And definitely want to give a shout out and say thank you to Colton and Justin and their families both for everything that they helped do for the series.
Again, Colton ran a 65, so hopefully we can keep that up there. We got quite a few fast races to go. Yep.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Hillside Live. We are settling into race day here at Disney, Oklahoma. We are back again after racing 2 hills, all classes last night. And we just started off with our Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. Colton Holback had our first time of a 65. And Braden Upchurch did, unfortunately, DNF with a broke his whole wheel and tire off. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I didn't see what he hit. I just heard it. So lots of rocks out here on this course. Rough on parts, that's for sure. That's Cody Kaysen taking off now. Speaking of rocks, Matt, you know how we've got people that often say, "Hey, take us back to rock bouncing days.
Yes.
Where are the rocks?"
Yes.
You know, we race on dirt and short course and everything sometimes too. And where are the rocks? Where are the rocks? You know what? Here they are. We saved them all up.
Buggy out here. He broke some of the steering linkage on the front, so which is more of a custom steering linkage. So I think they were able to get it repaired last night. You're going to see some guys hammer down on it. Again, this is our last kind of rock course for the year. Woo!
Cody Kaysen flying through the finish line.
Wow.
5.889 for Cody Kaysen. Cody is leading in points coming into this weekend. I didn't go back and add everything up after yesterday and make those adjustments, but definitely one of our top contenders, if not still in that top space. top place. I'm looking at the times real quick from last night. He didn't have the fastest time on course 2. I can't compute all the 3 hills in my head right now with 6 classes and 3 hills.
Yeah. Last night was insane. It was awesome. It was so great. Like, for a hyperactive guy, it was so much going on. It was a lot of fun.
Matt was in his element.
It was a good time. Again, you can see the takeoff line there's and the return line from the finishing course for the side-by-side youth class, right next to our production trailer. Give a shout-out to Rock Racing TV.
Speaking of Rock Racing TV, make sure you guys are on that Rock Racing TV Facebook page so that we can see your comments and everything. That's where Matt and I are watching from.
Got Brandon Davis taking up the line here. Again, this is our UTV stock class, although Brandon does race that exact same vehicle in the UTV Cup Series. And, yeah, make sure that there are 2 Rock Racing. There's a Rock Racing group and a Rock Racing TV page. Make sure you're watching the Rock Racing TV page.
And one other note for you is there are 2 live feeds happening right now. We've got the Ultra 4 pre-running, which is also on Rock Racing TV. And we've got the NRRA finals, of course, what's happening right now with Matt and I. So,
as if having 2 different pages wasn't crazy enough. Now we have 2 live feeds going on.
Yeah, we're keeping you guys on your toes. Make sure you're paying attention. Brandon Davis working his way through that stock course right now. We've got UTV Bounty also getting lined up on our other course, starting gate facing the opposite direction.
Taylor said, I hate that they're making this look easy, because he went out and put the tape up this morning, and he said it's much, much harder than it looks.
Like this was supposed to be more difficult.
Yeah.
68.214. Well, Taylor, when you bring together our best guys out here, and they've been working hard all season, I mean, I guess we'll give it to them, and they can make it look easy.
And this is, I believe, Daniel Heckley?
Daniel Heckley off the line. All right, everybody that's watching at home, I know it's a little earlier than usual for us anyway. I guess we're coming up on that time where it's starting to get back to normal, but have you had your breakfast, had your coffee? Where are you watching from? You got to head off to work today, or are you going to be able to join us for all of our racing here on Hillside Live? Are you going to sneak some watching while you're at work?
That would be even better.
And does anyone have some coffee that they can bring for Taylor?
Yes. We gotta go.
Daniel Heckley was 4th in points coming into the weekend, and with Justin Hoback not finishing the second course last night, they were only, 4 points apart. Definitely going to shake things up a little bit, but we did have Colton Hoback get some points for Justin today. 6.4.374.
Wow. Smoking time.
That's the second fastest time right now. Cody Kaysen's in the lead with a 58.8. Then Daniel Heckley with a 64.3. Colton Hoback racing for Justin with a 65.0. And Brandon Davis with a 68.2. This is the Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class that you're watching. We've got just a couple drivers left, and then we've got UTV Bounty gearing up right behind us. All right, Jay Storts on the course.
Eric K gets down there like, hey. He took off and apparently threw some rocks, and Eric is down there saying, hey, come on, man.
Yeah, but he's got those cool glasses on
to
protect his eyes
he does.
At least. Vince said he had his egg and cheese muffins and coffee, watching from Georgia.
Awesome. Wow. Whoa! No! Almost rolls to the finish line.
Oh, speaking of 161.979.
Wow.
That's the second fastest time right now, and he almost got a little more than he bargained for at the finish line there. Speaking of all these rocks out here, a little more traction than that dirt we were racing on last time. So the Hoback kids taught me a new term that they use. They are 3 and 7, I believe. Dan Carter going to wrap up the stock class for us. They call it a skirch.
Oh, a skirch?
When they drift a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Collier is 3, and he likes to talk about his skirch and his super fast four-wheeler.
I like it.
And his sister Claire is skirching around their little practice course that they have in their yard. So I would like to say that Jay just attempted to skirch through the finish lines, but you can't skirch on these rocks.
Yeah, that's kind of what we would like. If you're coming up real fast, hit the brakes and kind of slide into it. That's kind of what we like call a skirch. Kind of coming up, just coming in hot and steamy, you know.
Good morning, Randy. Thanks for checking in with us. All right, Dan Carter had a rough day yesterday.
A very, very rough day
yesterday. Glad to see him at least back out here in the stock class. I saw that Dan is going to continue his partnership with Rock Life Off-Road for next season.
Heck yeah.
That's exciting for them.
Can they do a lot with off-road racers and the side-by-side?
There it is.
Whoa, coming in hot.
64.219 for Dan Carter.
Just fast enough to squeak into third place there. And I believe that was our last UTV stock class racer. We're going straight to Bounty, so we're going to cut right over to straight to Bounty. What's up, Paul McCrae? Tuning in this morning. Mama Bynum tuning in this morning. What's up, Randy? Yeah, I like Vince's plan. I want to go get some breakfast and just chill here. Is that cool?
We're going to get lunch and chill after this.
I like that. I like that. Go to a sit-down restaurant, feel like real people and everything.
Are there any of those around here?
We'll find one. We'll drive. I know a few of the racers are planning on going to. Look at Timmy down there.
I'm still not entirely sure where we are.
Yeah,
we got here in the dark, and I wasn't paying attention, and I don't even know.
We came across the bridge at nighttime, which looks super cool. So
it is beautiful out here.
It really is.
And we are having some really great weather. Nice fall temperatures. A little chilly this morning, but the sun's out strong now and warming things up.
I see Jay and
here in Disney, Oklahoma.
Jay Storch and Cody Kaysen over there high-fiving each other, laughing because they're first and second right now. So Dan Carter coming in third.
Top 3 rundown from that stock class was Cody Kaysen with a 58, Jay Storch with a 61, and then Dan Carter with a 64. That was course 3 for the stock class. We ran 2 courses for all classes last night. We are on number 3 for everybody today. We are moving into the UTV Bounty class. Looks like we've got Clint Strain on the line. All right, this is our first driver that we're seeing over on those stair steps, I believe is what the name of that area is over there.
Then this is going to be the same course that the big bouncers run later today. So coming in, dropping in. Again, those are some about 3-foot ledges over there. You can see that bottom kind of case out as he's sliding down. So they're going to go up, basically go up that kind of couple ledges there, come back down the ledges, come through that little rock section, turn back around, and go right back up where they came, except this time they have to go up several big ledges. I mean, these are 3-foot, 4-foot tall ledges.
Oh, here we go. He's lining up.
Again, we were trying to talk, me and Jay Storch and a few other guys were down there kind of talking the game plan, and the first couple ledges are about 2 feet. This last one is a 3-foot, 4-foot ledge. So, oh, and he's out the top. Heck yeah! All downhill from here. Go all the way down to the end. Come through the run. You're going to run right along the little river there. Something about interest rates.
Zach said he climbed that like interest rates. Climbed up like interest rates. Yeah, you got a second, Jay. You want to look at your time? Oh,
what was that? 81.771 for Clint Strange. Strain.
You're strange.
I am strange. Speaking of strange, you watch Stranger Things?
I don't watch that show. No, I never got into that one.
I have the Lego set for it. That's why. The kid friends that like Legos.
That's okay.
Although all my nieces and nephews
Look,
love
there
them.
are worse things in life
Yeah.
that one could do for hobbies. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
All right, we got DC Thompson sitting in the line down here. He's double-checking to make sure exactly the course.
So DC did
Yes.
have a little trouble last night on one of the courses. So he's double, triple checking.
Yes.
Where am I supposed to go
When you're,
right now?
and I say jokingly, it's hard, but it's when you're going up and down the same course in several spots, you do want to make sure you get around all the obstacles correctly. At the same exact time. So you do see a bunch of cones and red tape in the distance. That is all for Ultra 4 qualifying this morning. So
Yeah, we don't use cones.
yeah, we
use banners.
We use
Flags.
banners, the flags.
So the flags, you guys will notice, as always, course markers for NRRA. But like Matt said, the cones and tape out there, those are Ultra 4 markers.
There we go, out the top. He made that look easy.
He sure did. We're having a little bit of throwback to some like rock crawling
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Oh, there was a couple guys helping
Speed-
us put the
speedy rock crawling.
put the buckets out last night. There was a couple guys in Jeeps and like buggies that were rock crawling in this, just having a ball.
It's a good spot for it.
It was a lot of fun. .979 for DC Thompson. Again, that's good enough for second place.
Out of the two that have
Out of
gone
the two,
so far.
Yeah. Okay. We have
Looks like Madison.
Madison King is down here. I don't know. I think they're both going to run the rig again, but I don't know 100% sure.
You know, he had the general lead back out again last night.
He
though.
did.
So
I don't know if they're going to run.
I wasn't able to catch up with them and see what was going
I-
on. Everyone kind of scattered.
Yeah, I
last
talked to
night.
him late last night about, 1 o'clock last night,
Oh,
and
wow.
he they were out there getting some stuff set up, and he was saying that I said, oh, everything go good? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know if that a rule state that whatever buggy you start with, you have to continue running for that race. So if you start in the morning, you break, you can't just borrow somebody else's rig for the second course.
Yeah.
However, there are times, again, special circumstances where, hey, I had to borrow her rig to get until mine got the parts here or whatever. Usually what Clyde will say is if Clyde will allow it, he'll let the racers kind of come together and vote, hey, is this cool, is this not cool? 99% of the time, racers are like, yeah, we don't care. We don't care.
Yeah.
I would much rather see a guy race his rig than his sister's rig. Plus, putting that much wear and tear all weekend with two drivers, it would just destroy it probably. So I said I would definitely have no problem with it, but again, it's super great to see those come out. This is, I believe, Madison King right now.
This should be Madison.
I see your brother down there, so this is Madison.
All right, well, yeah, that's one way to know. We've got a visual.
That big 01 race suit.
Madison has been our only female driver competing,
Yes.
season driver all year long. Both she and her brother, this was their first season racing with us. And their family's awesome. It's been really fun having them around and getting to talk with them a little bit.
Oh,
I
I
spent some
bet.
time with them at Visions a little bit more. And they're all great. They're all just really nice people and I like having them be part of the season. I hope they're able to come back and join us next season as season drivers as well.
Oh, and she's out.
And Madison is out here. She's been giving these boys some tough competition.
Oh, yeah.
All year long. She was even up on the podium for the bounty class at Hawk Pride, I believe.
Yeah. We were talking about her dad later, and he said, is that the first time a girl's ever been on the podium at Bounty? And I said, I
For
believe
bounty,
so.
Yeah.
I believe so. So that's kind of neat to see. So,
75.456. That is your fastest time right now.
new leader.
Speaking of giving them some competition,
What's up, Dylan Dowler? Jonathan Shepard tuning in with us. Mr. Skinny Pedal over there.
speaking of Skinny Pedal, we got to keep noting our nominees from this weekend.
And we have
I have one from last night for sure. And, we got to
we got a couple from last night, I think.
make sure we get a good Skinny Pedal award out of this weekend.
We had quite a few rollovers on that second course. So
we did.
Justin Wills had a kind of a cool wheel stand.
Justin was who I
Jack Porter.
already noted.
Cooper Bentley taking off the line there. Out there, again, skeeting across those rocks there.
Cooper's been having a heck of a season in the bounty class. He came into this weekend first in points. And he did have the fastest time on course 1 last night. Did he run course 2?
Who?
Cooper. I think he did, and I just didn't
I believe
get the
so.
time for
I
him
believe
because
so.
we were running simultaneously.
Yes.
So
I think he was one of our few drivers that made the second course, I believe.
yes, I remember him on the hard hill now.
Again, see how he put those front wheels on there and then kind of like once you got the front wheels on there, kind of laid into it. I think that's going to be the game plan for some of the bouncers.
Is that what you're going to do, Matt?
That's, I think, what the game plan is for the bouncers. Once you get the front wheels kind of
tires on,
there's two, it's like a double hump there. Once you get them past that first foot tall hump, then you kind of lay into it and it should climb right up it.
All right, I'm going to watch you do that. And they just keep getting faster and faster. 61.070 for Cooper.
Wow, that is smoking. Uh-oh. I hear Don Curtis over there fired up. Sounds like we're going to kick off our VIN class.
Oh, is that it for Bounty?
I see Dan Carter coming over. I think we got Dan Carter to run yet. Looks like he got his buggy back together. That Rock Life off-road wrap.
Low bed warning. Landing.
I see Dan Carter coming around. Again, he's racing 3 vehicles in 3 different classes this weekend. So, all right. Getting word that he's getting ready to pull the line. Again, I heard Don Curtis in the VIN class pulling around. So, you can see most of the race buggies parked behind us. There's Madison King coming back around as well.
So Dan had a DNF on both hills last night in the bounty class, but I guess he didn't break anything.
Yeah, I said.
Where did he go?
Pulling over there. I guess I see Madison King.
Here he is back for round 3.
Yeah.
It looks like we've got Nathan on the starting line now.
Yeah, I see Madison's vehicle's pulling it a second time, so it must be doing double duty in this class as well.
Again, that was a really quick change for them.
Yeah, it was, and it's a smooth run as well.
I'm impressed. It's not easy to get in and out and get strapped in and get the Hans, the helmet, and everything.
Yeah, he must have had like everything ready to go, and she just hopped out and he hopped in, put the seatbelts on. So
we've got Nathan and Dan Carter left for UTV Bounty. We're on round 3 today for everybody. Sounds like we're going to move on to the VIN class right after these guys. Let's see what Nathan does. His time to beat right now is a 61 from Cooper.
What's up, Jed Harper? Jed's one of our rock bouncer drivers as well. Nathan making quick work of that downhill section there. Again, watch him come up. Again, you can see after a few drivers kind of make one line, I think a lot of drivers kind of try to follow suit. Again, I don't think that rock face is so big. I don't think we're going to see much change this weekend out of that area. Coming through.
That nice drone shot there gives us a different view of that finish line. 68.774. Well, he did beat his sister, but he didn't beat Cooper Bentley. That's a second place time right now for Nathan. So we still got Cooper in the lead with a 61, then Nathan King with a 68, and Madison King with a 75. Dan Carter on the line, going to wrap up Bounty Class course number 3 for us today. All right, Dan, come on. Let's get a finish out of this one.
Yes. Again, not too big. He's running a little bit bigger tire, I believe, than normal. He was talking about making the changes they were making for, throwing all that debris coming flying back. Eric diving out of the way there. Man, Dan working. Whoa!
Oh, come on, Dan.
That was impressive.
Easy, easy. What is he doing?
I don't know if he got slick there and just spun around or what.
Oh, no. Did he lose steering?
Hopefully not.
What is happening?
Wow. What a wild ride for Dan. Again, at the top of a hill when you're full throttle is not the time you want to be coming right back down it with no steering. So kind of a wild ride for Dan and that Rock Life Off-Road crew. Again, Dan Carter Racing's out here this weekend racing 3 different vehicles in 3 different classes. So he is definitely doing the most for the side-by-side drivers.
Oh, man.
Dang it.
You know, he did a little damage to this buggy last night and, and probably was working hard to get it running so he could be out here again this morning. But looks like there might be some residual
and you know he is out.
Work needs to be done.
He is up there trying everything he can to get that thing going in the right direction.
Did he go out the tape? I can't.
The main section of it.
Oh, no.
I know.
Come on, Dan.
All right.
That wraps up UTV Bounty. We're moving to Vin. We've got Colton Hoback on the line. Colton Hoback's second time out on the course. He raced in the UTV stock class as well for his brother Justin so he could get those points.
Getting out there thrashing in that Cherokee. They put a fuel pump in it, I think, last week. I don't know if some of that Dyersburg dust got in there, but he had to put a new fuel pump. He had the old one. I was asking Justin, and I was like, "What is that? He's putting a fuel pump in? Is that his old one?" He opened the box and took it out, and you could just smell gas everywhere. He goes, "Yeah, I think that's the old one." I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, you could just, it reeked of gasoline. So
after everything that went down, like with Justin last night, and Colton went to the hospital, and they was trying to, he was sending messages to the driver group.
Yes.
And like, my Jeep's down at the bottom. I don't want it to be in the way for Ultra 4. Somebody can bring it back up, and the text that I saw said, "It sounds like it's going to fall apart or something like that, but it's fine. Send it."
I like it. It's a good time.
So that's what he's doing out here right now. He's sending it.
Again, these rocks will find any loose bolts that are even remotely close. Again, it just vibrates the whole vehicle to death almost.
Yeah, pretty soon stuff starts falling apart, and
you
don't even know why.
It'll be awesome to watch, the Ultra 4 guys later today, watch some of their runs and see how that goes.
Matt, you had an unexpected
issue
yesterday, but that wasn't from the rocks. That was just...
Well, I think it was.
Actually, probably trying to get out of the riverbed is probably what did it.
I would agree.
There's Colton through the finish line. .317 for Colton Hoback, our first driver for the VIN class. We're on round 3, remember, for everybody today. We already did 2 courses for all classes last night.
We got Don Curtis over here getting ready to pull the line.
Don Curtis is our champion of the VIN class. He has been the most consistent. I think he only missed 1, maybe 2 races this season. He is far and away ahead in points, and he is here for a good time. He was our first VIN driver. He was one of our first in Texas, our season opener this year, and has been hanging with it ever since. Glad to see him back out here for finals. It's fun to see something totally different out on the course.
Yes. And again, I love this big body Chevy, big motor, big lift, big tires. You got to love the leaf springs.
Big sound.
Yeah, good sound. The leaf springs. There's not tons of flex in this truck. So
that's probably the roughest ride out here on these rocks.
Just leaf springs out there, just bouncing around in it. I have a mad respect for these guys out there.
Pretty tough.
And we were talking about some of the changes they can make for next year, and then they said, and the mom said, "Well, we could just build a new truck," and they both were like, "Yeah, we can build a new truck." And she's like, "I'm just teasing."
Oh.
So they're definitely going to make some changes for next year. Again, it's great to see how far they've come this year, and obviously done very, very well, being our season champion. So Again, you can hear that motor roaring through the woods. It's so awesome. I love the drone footage as they're just ripping right behind them.
Yeah, we've got to give a shout out to our drone pilots for an entire season of bringing us some awesome footage. The live feed would definitely not be the same without it anymore. I think we've all gotten accustomed to it.
Yes. 76.856. That was a 768.856. That is your new leader. Oh, wow. Plane just flying in right there, yeah.
That was a drone.
I thought you were pointing to the plane.
I was.
Okay.
But then I saw the other one, and I was like, no, that's not. Yeah, someone's got a little,
little Cessna?
little private plane flying around right over here.
Probably get some cool pictures for us. That's probably Jason. He's like, hey, guys, what's up? Just want to come see my friends. Again, we got Charles Chris up next in his Jeep. Got a little driver's meeting going on behind us. A bunch of the bouncer drivers over here talking with Clyde. Okay.
Landing.
Okay, again, you can see right behind us a little driver's meeting happening. Some of the bouncer drivers are checking things out with Clyde to make sure they all have all the courses correct. Again, the last thing you want is to finish your course and they go, hey, by the way, you missed a turn back there. That's a little frustrating, so everybody's checking on it, make sure it's 100%. Because we do have our markers out there, plus we have Ultra 4 markers out there. So everybody wants to be very clear which markers are ours and which markers are Ultra 4s. Again, which is very understandable. We also have Charles Chris getting ready to pull the line in his Cherokee. He takes his trail rig out quite often.
Yeah,
Again,
we've got Don Curtis leading in points, like I said, but far and away leading him. He's he's 680. Everyone else is 200 or below.
Just like a 480-point lead. No big deal.
Then we have Colton Hoback in second and Charles Carris in third. That was coming into this weekend. I didn't take into account yesterday's racing yet. So those are going to be our top three.
Yeah. I don't think Don's going to change much.
Don's not good. Don's got that top spot locked in.
We'd have to run like a whole other season for them to catch him.
Yeah, that's not changing.
Yeah.
So it's between Colton and Charles to battle out for second place right now.
Again, you can see a lot of the spectators starting to fill in this morning.
Actually, I don't even know. Well, I don't even know if Charles can close that.
It's funny.
Points gap.
You could take Colton and Charles and add their points together, and they still don't equal Darren Curtis's.
No.
Like, mad respect for him and his points championship lead.
I think that Colton and Charles have only raced with us, 3 times each? They got a little bit of a late start on the season, but the VIN class was new for this year, and it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of opened up this series to a whole new genre of driver and vehicle. So we hope to see, obviously, even more of our VIN drivers next year and just see that class continue to grow. And I think after this year, getting a little taste of it, we had a few drivers that just raced once or twice, or like Colton and Charles just kind of came in on the end of the season. Now that they've gotten to see what it's like and everything, I think we're probably going to have a lot more show up for the whole season next year. So Don Curtis might get some stiff competition 2023. Look at that tree. That is a nice tree. That's a solid Oklahoma tree right there.
Yeah.
There's Charles.
Getting whipping through that trail. That Jeep just thrashing through the rock section there. It kind of shows how bumpy it really is just by how much that thing is bouncing around. Yeah, for those who like rock courses, this is all the rocks.
All the rocks.
All the rocks.
All the marbles.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
That would be cool for it to be here when they open the dam. All right, through the finish line he goes. See what his time is. Oh.
88.535. That means Don Curtis took the win on course 3 with a 76, followed by Colton Hoback with an 88.3, and Charles Carris with an 88.5. Those guys keeping it close. Yeah, speaking of being here when the dam opens, I think we're actually in the flood zone right now down here.
Yeah.
Speaking of all the rock down here, it's because we're in this riverbed. So it's a pretty cool area. I haven't gotten to explore it in the daylight quite as much yet, but it's beautiful out here. Great weather. I mean, the sun is shining. The trees are changing color. We've got the water out here. If you've missed it up to this point somehow, we are in Disney, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Or what do they call it? South Grand Lakes area as well. Sure. I think it's something like that too. And we are here for NRRA finals, but not just that, the whole Legends of the Fall event.
Yeah.
Lots of finals happening. Ultra 4, which I can hear
somewhere
out there right now. Somebody just picked up
I was about to say
there.
the same thing. I think we just heard the Ultra 4 guys kick off. You could hear a buggy just screaming across the park.
And then at Mid-America, just a short distance away, they've got their short course and pit bike finals happening as well. And then, of course, it's Halloween weekend.
Yes.
So they've got some fun stuff planned, like a costume contest and some stuff in the little town tonight. I know there's some concerts and music planned for tonight and tomorrow evening as well. Of course, we've got awards tomorrow. Got some trophies to give away for this weekend and, obviously, for the season. So lots still to come. So you guys, I hope you're able to join us here on Hillside Live for as much of that as you can. We are on round 3 for everybody right now. We are about halfway through, I think, for the day. And we did 2 courses last night. Kept us busy out doing some night racing. If you weren't able to catch that, you can go back and rewatch those videos. As always, they live on Facebook after the live feed is complete or ended. And as always, we like to encourage you to watch on Rock Racing TV. We cross-post to a lot of pages, but Rock Racing TV is the one that Matt and I watch from, and we want to be able to see your comments and answer your questions and interact with you guys. So that Rock Racing TV media broadcast page, not the group page on Facebook, is the one that you guys should be watching from.
Can you see a couple of Ultra 4 cars making their way over there to start qualifying for those? Which is pretty awesome.
See. They can't see
that.
Yes. We'll tell you guys.
I meant like we, me and you. We can see. And it's, again, as Bree said, it's absolutely beautiful with the trees changing color in the background, with the water reflecting off all the rocks. This is a great place to just do like a photo shoot this afternoon, you know?
Yeah.
There's a waterfall behind us.
There's a Wade Good and a Jack Porter in their natural habitat.
Checking out the course, making sure they got it set to go. Again, Wade broke some steering linkage yesterday, was able to get it fixed. Did go ahead and break the beam, get the points for attempting the course yesterday. Again,
the youth class just ran. Did they run once or twice last night?
They ran once, just right before our course.
So this was only their second
course, and I believe that's all they're going to do this weekend. They're going to run 2 courses this weekend.
And everybody else, this is their third.
Yes.
I missed, so for those of you at home, I was doing a little pre-race interview with the Speed Sport folks, which was great. I hope you were able to catch that on the live feed. Super nice guys over there. And then I jumped in the Can-Am and ran back down the riverbed to where we were racing, but I had already missed a little bit at that point. So.
And we did start really early.
Yeah, you guys did.
We started the kids before I had talked to you about the pre-race show. We'd already started the kids, the youth class. So we started pretty early.
So I definitely missed all that, and I missed a little bit of the other racing. So I don't have all those times some people were asking for, but
and it was insane. The first hour of our show was bananas.
I know. I came up right as you were walking off to go race and jumped up here with Eric, and it was like sitting down in the middle of pandemonium.
Yes, it was crazy.
Good pandemonium.
Yes.
I mean, it was all planned and everything, but we are not used to running 2 classes
same time
at one time, and the starting gates right next to each other but pointing opposite directions. It's honestly pretty clever how Clyde was able to utilize the area
Yeah.
that we had down there and make it work for our bounty and bouncer classes, which obviously are meant to be a lot harder
Yeah.
than our UTV stock and cup classes. And then stock, obviously not even being as difficult as the cup class.
Yes,
So trying to
yes.
make something for all the classes. And then Vin down there, and then I know they had whatever they did for youth class was probably out on the riverbed. But,
Yes.
So honestly, really clever the way
It was.
he was able to use that one area and make it work for multiple classes and
Yeah.
multiple levels of difficulty. So we're in a totally different area of the park today.
Yes.
I've already gotten lost once yesterday and had to follow everybody down here today. Matt, did you see us all trying to get across this water
I
this
did.
morning?
I did.
Oh, my gosh. Poor Cheryl almost drowned the Can-Am.
That's too funny.
I guess there's some holes out there or something.
Yeah.
She said her shoes got wet.
Yeah, you have to be careful. There's a couple.
Her front end was like going down, and
Yeah.
she backed out of it. And I'm glad she was able. We were all just watching, like, oh no.
There is a lot of water down here. Most of it is only like 2 to 6 inches deep.
Yeah.
But there are a couple
Most
holes.
of it.
There are a couple holes that you have to be careful of. Again, that's off to our left. You can see some ultra core cars out there splashing around in it now. Most of it is very shallow, which is super cool because it's very clear and it's
Yeah.
continually moving, so it's crystal clear water. There's a few places.
Pay attention though.
At about midnight last night, we were heading back, and I was like, well, we'll find out how deep this is. We were going slow, had the lights on, so that was kind of cool to go and splash around this morning.
Well, it was still dark when we all
yes.
got here this morning.
Yeah,
too,
it was.
So
It was
there
crazy.
was just this huge cluster of UTVs and bouncers trying to figure out, like,
Yes.
Brandon came one way and realized you can't get across right
No,
here, so he
no.
turned around and came back. I'm like, Haley, follow him. Nope, don't follow him. Go this way.
Yeah.
Cheryl's trying to find a way, and she starts going down, and she's like, she said her shoes got wet. So
I believe it. I believe it.
She almost drowned it.
Yeah, there's a couple
And
spots out
everyone's
there.
just like milling around and not sure where to go.
Yeah.
We had the 170s.
Yeah, I know.
trying to
I
get
felt
them
bad for the
across
170
out
because they
there.
sit about 2 inches off the ground. So
It was an adventure just trying to get over here this morning, and especially because it was still dark out. But we made it. Everybody's here. The sun is shining, and we're doing good. So
yeah. It was still-
Taylor basically just like slept out here last night.
Yeah, it was basically our bedtime last night.
Who we got? What? Jed Harper said pre-motor. I seen your commercial the other day. It was cool seeing that. Thanks, Jed.
Is that talking about your Chevy commercial?
Nelson Mazda. Yeah. Chevy.
Yeah, Chevy.
Close enough. Mazda, Chevy, which
Chevy dealer, Mazda.
yeah, I
dealer.
did that a few weeks ago.
Very
The
cool.
funny thing is, we filmed it at the Mazda dealership in Cool Springs, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Where I leased my Mazda in 2016.
That's so funny.
That was the last time I was there. Was when I went and got my car.
Yeah.
6 years ago. So.
That's kind of awesome.
It was just ironic and but kind of a cool coincidence,
Yeah.
that I was like their spokesperson on the commercial.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually got my car here.
You say, funny as that.
6 years ago.
I bought one right over there. That's kind of neat.
Yeah. So.
So obviously that's
see.
close to your house. That was kind of neat.
Yeah. That's a regional, what we call a regional commercial.
Okay.
Because it's Nelson Mazda was the dealership specific. So.
Okay.
You got your nationals and you
Yep.
got your regionals and.
Okay. Yeah.
There's all kinds of lingo that goes with it.
Oh, I'm
but
sure.
Yeah, that was fun. And everybody was great to work with there. Thanks, Jed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out.
Yeah, it was very cool. I got to, for those of you listening, I got to see Bree's highlight reel last night. Super cool. Super awesome. I was definitely very jelly. It was really neat.
I didn't know you hadn't seen it. I was updating my hosting reel that I send out for all the other on-camera stuff that I do and compile from over the years, and you put it all together into a minute or two reel. And
Yes.
so I was showing Matt some of the stuff I've done.
A lot of
which
it looked-
I didn't realize you didn't know.
No, I say
a lot
I
of that.
had.
He's
like
a little bit of the stress
Yeah.
is relieved. What happened? The satellite went down this morning, Taylor. The big satellite broke last night when you moved the trailer. Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay. So we've been talking about the rocks
Yes.
out here, guys, and it's not just the buggies that it's fun. The sports production trailer has to get dragged over all of this too.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's a miracle.
Oh man,
Taylor was in the river with his Hey Dudes on,
soaking wet.
trying to position the rocks so
Oh,
the trailer
man.
had as smooth a route as possible. Oh my gosh, you need a raise.
Yeah. Taylor definitely earned his keep.
Oh, bless your heart.
So last night it was blinking. So apparently we never got that Solid.
And then what happened? Oh, the generator broke this morning.
Yeah, we have a $38,000 side-by-side satellite that's gently used. It's only been at nine and a half races this year.
It's only been in how many states? And
yeah.
How many months?
Dude, no kidding. Literally, we've had this thing in 40 of the 50 states this year.
But yeah, gently used.
Yeah, gently used.
We'll go with that.
California, Moab, North Dakota.
Yeah, you have to take it as it is.
Yeah, you can't.
No testing before you buy.
Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma. We've been in a bunch of states this year.
It's a well-traveled satellite, a well-traveled trailer.
Yes.
That is, it's an interesting point, though, because I think a lot of people probably don't realize what goes into producing something like this, even though, it might seem casual with Matt and I here at this table, and we're open. We're not in a fancy studio, and we're just here chatting with you guys, and we've got the drivers behind us, vehicles around us. There's a whole lot that goes into making this happen. If you can just think about trying to broadcast from a place where there is no cell service, and we're literally at these parks in the middle of nowhere. So we're talking about satellites and everything that's required to, from the headsets to the screens that Matt and I are watching right now, they're this whole system that folds up into the top of the trailer, which most people probably will never see or even realize, just for us to have these screens that we watch. And Taylor's back there manning this whole station of screens and switchboards and everything, and it's a lot. It's a whole lot that goes into it. Taylor's just constantly putting out fires, is what he says. So, and I say that just so that you guys can kind of understand, if we do have a technical glitch, everyone's working really hard to get everything going smoothly. And when you're in the middle of nowhere, as we always are at an off-road park, it's honestly pretty cool that we can pull all this together and continue to improve it. We added the in-cab video footage last race, and we played with it a little last night as well, so hopefully that becomes something that we can do regularly next season. We added the drone footage. We started that with last year and then for all of this season, and that has totally changed the live feed, I think. We're just going to continue to do that kind of stuff and improve. And if you guys have ideas or something that you think would be cool to see on the live feed, shout it out. Maybe it's feasible, maybe it's not, but we're always open to suggestions, and we're glad to have you guys watching. We appreciate it.
Preferably not in the middle of
Now that we're at the end of the season, that's the time to start working on things. Not when it's the hectic middle of the season.
Or the middle of a show.
And nobody's home or anything.
Yeah, so if you guys have anything you want to see us do next year that you think would be cool, that we could add to the show to make it better, hit us up. Again, we've done quite a few things that we've improved with our leaderboard, driver thirds. It's very cool to see some of the graphics we're working with.
Yeah, we had some picture-in-picture that we've used before, and we don't always use all of those elements in a show, but to be able to start incorporating them and learning how to use them where we can go to it smoothly. We got instant replay now,
which is awesome.
We didn't used to have that, so I just don't want you guys to take for granted all the hard work that this team, now not just me and Matt, but everybody that you don't see behind the scenes, that does to. We've got the drone table set up over here. Jack working really hard. Jack Hollingsworth with piloting all of our drones, and there's just so much. So
there is about a dozen people that show up hours and hours, sometimes days before a race, to start setting things up and getting everything lined out.
Yeah, we've got Nick out on camera. Even Bill, our mountain man recovery extraordinaire, has been manning a camera this season,
and does a great job at it too.
So we got to give a shout out to all those folks. Crystal, she just does everything out here. She finds something that needs to be done and gets it done.
Yeah. If you're interested in running a camera next year, there is a little bit of pay involved. Give us a call. Well, you can literally get to tour the country, checking out stuff. So if you're interested in working for us, let us know. Yeah. We can always find a job for you.
Hopefully we didn't scare everybody away now talking about getting here at the dark of the morning and walking through rivers.
We left here at about 12:30 last night. We were back here at 6 o'clock this morning. So
But that's not always like that.
Well, I was. Taylor was
So
here at like
we won't scare everybody
4:45
away.
probably. Okay.
Taylor's going to need a nap this afternoon. Where? Oh, Dan Carter on the line.
All right. What's up, Cheryl? Jed Harper.
Okay, so this is our RCV Axle UTV Cup class, and they are running the course the opposite direction from what we watched the stock class do.
Okay, which is clearly much harder, judging by how much trouble they had there. Again, this is Dan Carter.
I think that Jody raced this buggy at AOP a few weeks ago.
I think so.
I was going to go because that's the closest park to my house. It's only like a little over an hour, but man, Saturdays are a precious commodity when it's the middle of race season, so I ended up with some other stuff I wanted to get done instead. But I do think that Jody raced it, so I wish I'd been there to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're doing that race for life, your weekends off for a hot commodity.
It's like, ooh, a Saturday where I don't have to be anywhere. What am I going to do? And then I end up with like 8 things that anyway. Where,
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, there goes my free day.
I think we did 38.
Anybody else do that?
Yeah, so we did almost 40 events, I think, this year with the race program, and we did some fun events. We have some expos and stuff we go to. So when you do have a weekend off, that's like a vacation. You're like, oh, man.
Taylor just said that it's been 6 months since he and Gary got married, and last weekend was their first one to just stay at home. So there you go. The life of busy traveling race crew. That was a 76.575 for Dan Carter and Madison King now out on the course.
Yeah, they got married, what, like April? May?
He's putting out a fire.
Yeah. It was at Moab because he didn't make Moab. Or Prairie City. Prairie City. He did. I don't think your wife would be very happy. Because Clyde had to like basically hop in a Learjet, get picked up one spot, fly to the next spot. Literally like overnight.
Has today been a little smoother for you guys?
Bro, you have no idea.
You like one at a time over two at a
Bro.
time?
Yes. Clyde was asking if today was going much smoother. Yes. Even though we're getting them lined up at different spots, but we're still sending them one at a time rather than having 2 racers. And I did feel kind of bad because at some point me and Bree would be turned around watching the bouncer behind us or the UTV Bounty Series behind us, why a short course guy was on, or one of the UTV Cup
Stock
Series.
class or Cup was up in the woods, yeah.
They'd be on the TV screen, but yet we would be calling the action for the bouncer. So it was kind of funny at times.
And then they'd both come through the finish line around the same time. Both times would get called out, and we're like frantically trying to get everybody's times because I know you guys want to know what the times are. We get everybody's asking all the time.
And it was funny because Clyde was calling both times out, so you don't know who's.
Speaking of calling times out, that's an 87.846 for Madison King. Yeah, so we did our best to keep up last night. I think we were both probably well caffeinated.
Yes.
So that helped. And I did the.
All right, Tim Cameron over here leaving the line. This is the UTV Cup Series.
Matt and I both did a little time on Speed Sport channel last night. So I did the pre-race interview, just letting them know a little bit about what the NRRA is, what rock bouncing is, as a sport, and then Matt did a post-race interview with Justin Wills, talking a little bit about what you just did with the races and everything, and more about the sport. So super glad to have been able to do that with those guys and just have that representation. Go out to a new fan base and hopefully make some new rock bouncing fans.
Yeah,
and UTV racing, all the racing, NRRA fans.
Yeah, it was very cool. And again, it was neat to kind of touch base and got to talk to some of the people, the staff over there at Speed Sport, and see kind of what motorsports they had covered before. So that was kind of cool. Oh, wow.
It's going to be a fast time. Okay, can we kill this yellow jacket?
55.2.
55.299 for Tim Cameron. Smoking time right now in the RCB Axle UTV Cup class. We're on round 3 for everybody today, except for our youth class.
And again, that is clearly your new leader, almost by 20 seconds there. I'm not sure if he had just a different line in mind that he took, but, man, that is a smoking time.
Well, we've got Clay Kaysen on the line right now, and I think that Clay is about to
oh, yeah.
Close the gap. And Clay second in points, Brandon Davis third in points. Coming into this weekend, I have not accounted for last night's racing in that lineup.
All right, I'm going to go get ready.
Okay, bye. All right, Clay's time to beat. It was a 55. .624. Not a bad time. Second place time right there. I did hear Clay say this morning that he was thinking he might just kind of cruise on around the course. The points gap between him and Timmy in second and first place, I think, was a little too big to close it up. So he wanted to just get finishes in on these courses and get those points, not risk too much. DC Thompson out on the course now. Where's everybody watching from this morning? Is it a beautiful fall day by you? Do you have some sunshine? Well, it's bright out here, Taylor, so you can just pick you're in your little cave back there. I want to know who's watching from the furthest away from Oklahoma right now. I know we've got somebody in Georgia that tuned in already. We've got Tennessee. Who's the furthest away from Disney, Oklahoma, watching Hillside Live right now? DC Thompson's moving. .519. That's second place right now. Tim Cameron in the lead with a 55. Then DC with a 65 and Clay with a 67.
Thank you.
We're on round 3 for everybody today. This is our RCB Axle UTV Cup class. Chicky Barton on the line running for a while. We got Randy in Knoxville, Richard in North Carolina. Jonathan Shepard says he's 19 hours away. Oof. Speaking of Jonathan Shepard, we'll be announcing the Skinny Pedal Award winner from our Bikini Bottoms race tomorrow. And as always, we're keeping an eye out for our new Skinny Pedal nominations from any craziness going on this weekend. We got to wrap up the season with our 10th Skinny Pedal Award winner, and then we're going to hopefully be having a highlight reel of our Skinny Pedal nominees, all of them from the whole season, coming out in the near future. We know you guys like to see the carnage. Don't try and deny it. Chicky Barton, he's raced with us a few times so far this season. .71.466 for Chicky Barton. Chicky comes from the Ultra 4 racing world. speaking of Ultra 4, they've got qualifying going on right now, and not too far away from us. And it is their finals as well. If you missed that, this is not just the NRRA finals, but it is Legends of the Fall. It is Ultra 4 finals, and then just a short ways away down the road at Mid-America, they've got their short course and pit bike finals. There's extra stuff going on tonight, a Halloween costume contest in town, some music and other things like that. So lots of good stuff out here in Oklahoma this weekend. Brandon Davis out on the course now, back in his Can-Am. He's racing it in the stock class and the cup class. He's been doing that all season long, and this thing has taken it like a champ. Brandon was third in points coming into this weekend. We call him Mr. Consistency because he always seems to be able to hang out on that podium in the somewhere around that third spot. Earlier this year, I think he got a first place or possibly a second place if I'm misremembering, but and he joked when he went up on the podium, he took the third place trophy instead from whoever it was and said, hey, this feels more right. This is more comfortable to me. But that is one of the fun things about him. Somehow, Mr. Consistency, always hovering around that second, third place spot, getting himself up on the podium. $89.405 for Brandon. We've got Nathan King on the line now, and he is back in the general lead for the Cup class. He was racing his sister Madison's buggy in the Bounty class. I think Matt was talking about that earlier, how Clyde put it to the drivers and let them decide. Oh! Almost dipped out on that rock right off the starting line, but was able to get himself over it and keep moving. Hard to even think straight when you got Ford Play fired up right over here next to us. Taylor says he's gonna buy Jay a muffler for Christmas. $54.235. Wow, Nathan King just put down the fastest time right now. Course 3 in the UTV Cup class. With a 54, he edged out Tim Cameron, who had a 55. Nicely done, Nathan. I believe that's it for the RCB Axle UTV Cup class. That means we're going to be moving on to the bouncers. I'll give you a quick rundown here. Give me just a minute. Your top 3 from UTV Cup class. Course 3 were Nathan King with a 54, Tim Cameron with a 55, and DC Thompson with a 65. We've got Matt Holt starting things off for the Branik Motorsports Bouncer class, round 3. All right, guys, I'm getting some information for you. That is Matt Holt on the line, ready to kick off the Branik Bouncer Cup class. I think this is our last course for today. We've got 10 bouncers, I believe I heard. Wait. All right, we've got Matt lined up. We've got Jay Stortz and Daniel Heckley fired up behind him. I don't know if Wade is planning to attempt this hill for the points or not. I believe so. Matt is off the line now. I see Timmy over here, so we've got 10 bouncers. Running course number 3. Matt Holt about to show him how it's done. Matt's goal was to not break on the first 2 hills last night so that he could make it to today's racing and hopefully tomorrow as well. I guess historically he has had a little trouble at finals with not making it to the last 2 hills. You guys probably know this, but for those of you that might be new to the sport and the series, we normally only race 2 hills per class, but for finals, we are doing 4 courses, at least for our cup classes, which is Bouncer and UTV Cup. So that's twice as many points and hills at stake. And Matt had DNFs last night, but he kept the buggy together because he really wanted to be able to do today and tomorrow's racing as well. Looking good so far in the hyperactive buggy. Did he? Oh no! What rock?
Need some assistance up there?
Taylor just informed me that Matt did not go around a rock at the top like he was supposed to.
Yeah.
I can't see it from here.
Let's see what we got going on right here.
So y'all talking about the rock at the bottom?
No, something at the top he missed. I couldn't even tell a difference. Did you notice it?
I did not.
All right, I've got Nathan King and Cooper Bentley joining me.
He's
up
going
here
back
in
to
the
do it.
booth. He's pulling a Tim Cameron. Is it too soon? Too soon to say that?
Never too soon. Oh, he's doing the whole course.
Why is there always a freaking rock at the top of the hill that somebody misses? The theme of the weekend. Hey, Matt is going to drive so much faster now. Watch this, everybody. This is what he should have done the first time around.
He's pissed off now. He's ready to go.
He always drives better when he's mad. And it is tough being the first one out the gate. And from down here, you can't see. We've got a nice aerial view of the top of the course right now, but you can't see that from down here at the bottom.
So I see what he did wrong, and he's about to do it again. He needs to go more left.
He needs to go further around that boulder.
So I think he's doing the same thing again.
It does look like the same spot that he came down originally.
Yeah, so he should be on the left side of that, right?
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
Or actually, he's redoing the whole course.
Yeah, he had to go and redo the whole thing.
Yes, he is restarting.
He's just taking a victory lap.
I say we subtract the first time. We'll give him a break.
All right, Matt, come on. Third time's a charm. You know what? Everybody else ought to have a good idea of where to go now, at least.
Yeah,
Matt was the sacrificial lamb.
He showed him what not to do. And that's unfortunate because he climbed that so easy the first time.
Hey, you two, now that I have you up here, Nathan, do you know that you just smoked the course out here?
I did hear that.
Yeah, you beat Timmy's time.
I was blown away by that.
You got from DC.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude,
that's what
awesome
I needed
job.
to redeem myself from yesterday.
That was awesome. When Timmy put that 55 down, I didn't really know if anybody else was going to close that gap because we had 87 and 76 before that. Well done. And Cooper, how come I missed some stuff yesterday? You're not doing
I'm not running the cup.
You're not doing cup, and I missed your. All right, Matt finally did make it through the course with a 288.444. He did his best, y'all, and hey, we've seen that those kind of things can definitely happen when you're out here. Multiple courses in the same area, multiple classes running, and it's hard to see it all from down here too. So, and you know, for Matt, he sacrifices his time to come sit down here and commentate and do the show, and he's not spending as much time out on the hill checking things out as some of the other drivers. So, so we're grateful to have him splitting his time and energies between both of those. Jay Stortz is out now on the course. If anybody else gets lost now, that's just, they're just not paying attention.
That's the lesson
After
of the
all
weekend
that.
is go the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cooper, you did not run Cup class, and then I also, what happened on your second run for Bounty last night?
I didn't finish.
Okay. Yeah, there was so much happening last night. I've got a couple gaps in my my lists here.
Yes.
And in my memory.
Right. These races this weekend are back to back to back.
Yeah. You guys going to need a nap this afternoon?
Yes,
Definitely.
100%. It was an early
give a
morning.
shout out to Cooper for being my Uber UTV driver yesterday too and helping me out of a jam. So, yeah, late nights, early mornings.
Looks like Jay is going the correct way.
Yeah, he definitely did go further to the left.
He did.
And, you know, having the Ultra 4 cones and tape up there, we mentioned it earlier on the show in case you missed it. Our markers are the flags that you see and the buckets out here. Jay had a 71.740. But our markers are all the flags out here. The cones and the red tape, that's Ultra 4 because they're also qualifying and racing out here. So keep that in mind as you're watching. The distinction there between all the markers on the course.
Matt Holt himself is back, ready to do what he's good at.
Nathan, while you're up here, I think we're watching, that's Daniel, right?
Daniel
yeah,
Heckley.
Daniel Heckley just took off. Nathan, what's the deal with you racing Madison's buggy and Bounty class, but clearly the General Lee's doing all right because you just laid down a great time in the Cup class in it.
So yesterday, lap 1 bounty, I went and broke an axle and the diff, so I had one-wheel drive when I came into Cup 2. So I barely was able to get off the starting line for Cup 2. But doing that, I had to hit Bounty and Madison.
I was over here doing Ultra 4 stuff, so I missed it.
Woo!
I had to hit the Bounty Hill and Madison's, meaning I had to finish the Bounty race with Madison.
That one, yeah.
So
Okay.
apparently I missed a rock. I was like, go back and do it again. I'm like, all right, it's cool, whatever.
Matt, you pulled a Tim Cameron.
Twice.
I think we're going to divide your time by 2.
He's like, go back. You missed a rock. I'm like, what rock? I don't even know. Like, there's 10,000 rocks.
Right.
He's like, the big one. I'm like, they're all big rocks. He's like, I said, just have him point me where I need to go up there. So he did.
Oh.
And I wasn't sure if I had to do the second half again, so I was like, screw it. Word here.
What a smoking time.
63.432 from Daniel Heckley. That is a smoking time.
And that'll help him because he's ranked 3rd right now in overall points, so that'll definitely help him out a lot.
What was his time? Daniel's 63.432.
Jack Porter on the line. About to be a Jack attack out here.
Jack has that buggy running amazing. Again, done great work with it so far. Again, has that new transmission in there. Man, that thing is bouncing around up there. It is super pretty.
He is having a very smooth and fast run. It's good to see it. Hopefully he goes around the rock.
Yeah. You like spray paint that rock or something. Set a cone on it.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all see my skeleton on the back of my razor?
I did. I love it.
I broke his poor
arm
arm
I see the hand
off.
that you're holding right now, but I have not seen your razor.
This was my trophy when I was done. It was a broken arm.
Thumbs up with it. Maybe not. Might break that.
Jack is flying through that course.
You can put the wrong finger up.
I can do that too.
Man, Jack he's busting through the finish line already.
Wow.
5:08.054, fastest time currently.
That is your
Jack
new leader.
Porter.
That definitely felt good. He's got to be hyped up for that one.
Man, after some technical troubles that kind of followed him around all season, I know at Bikini Bottoms and everything.
Again, we've got Justin Wills pulling the lineup here. Again, that purple buggy's hard to miss. Purple and pink Justin Wills. Again, his daughter Gatlin also races with us in a child class. Again, he had a pretty wild ride last night, rolling over on that second course. Broke a rim rolling down the hill. Again, you can have some car nudge when you take a buggy that big and land on something rock at the bottom. Broke a rim. We got that changed before I came back and did our interviews last night with Speed Sport. So.
You guys changed it before that?
We did. We had to. He couldn't drive. It broke the rim.
And saddest thing of all is he broke the whip.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have the whip on right now, the whip light. So that's so sad.
Again, he is out there just playing around.
That's it. He's just been easing up for the season.
Oh, Justin. Again, right there, you can feel the bottom of my chassis slamming that rock. That is a super steep ledge.
We'll call Jack the silent
And again,
assassin.
you got to get up on, get your front tires on there, get them a little bit offset, and then go ahead and hit throttle through. Whoa! Launching off that. Again, got a cameraman out there on those big rocks watching. Justin Wills just bouncing through those rock sections violently.
Woo, and he took it away from Jack. 5:06.875.
I know we have some guys that are going to try to go
faster
yet.
That doesn't mean you interviewed him.
Yeah, we had to replace you.
Yeah. Again, we got the bad donkey pulling the line over there.
I was a little concerned that he got permanently replaced by Cooper and Nathan up here.
I'm not concerned. I wanted to make sure we interviewed him.
We talked about what he did because I missed his second bounty run yesterday, and he didn't race Cup this weekend. Yeah, we covered all that.
Okay.
And Nathan's awesome run from UTV from the Cup class.
Yep.
So yeah.
That felt good.
Yeah, we covered it all. Matt.
Okay, good. Well, I wasn't sure how soon he got up here before I got up here. That was my question.
I mean, you can give him your seat back if
I
you
didn't.
want.
I didn't want to kick him out and not get to interview him. So we've seen Jack. I want to get Jack up here.
I know. Do you think he will?
Jack!
I'll go get him.
Jack!
He don't want to.
Nathan,
We're gonna try and make
push
him.
him up there.
You have to come talk to us after
So,
that, Jack.
Justin.
So here's the thing. Me and Nathan just decided that you're like the silent assassin, and then you just come up and do a jack attack on everybody. You've just been easing up all season long because you wanted everyone else to have the limelight, right?
No.
You didn't want to steal it from everybody, and then you just came out here and showed them you could win if you wanted to.
I can turn.
But you could do it any
I
time.
can
but you just
turn.
let them.
He says I can turn.
Yeah, I've been
Hey, that
fighting.
was awesome.
I've been fighting the steering all year, trying to figure it out.
That makes a big difference.
You were like slinging it around the corners
Yeah.
up top. That thing was moving. And when you ran, you were out of the 3 people that run, you were the fastest time by far. It went from 63 to a 58. Again, had
You're
a super
still
quick
second
time.
fastest. Justin's got a 56, and you have a 58.
Yeah, it definitely felt good. I mean, I got half the horsepower
What'd you
everybody's
wait
got.
till the end of the season for?
Like I said, I can
Come on,
turn now.
New transmission.
I got a new transmission. Fritz did the best he could and put together a good transmission for me again.
It
Well,
looked.
he did the same thing for me last year, but we used a stock case last year and I broke it, and we got all aftermarket stuff now. So
Again, it
big
looked
thanks to him.
super sexy picture again with that new transmission that
Yeah.
Fritz took care of you. So, what's the biggest thing that led you to having a fast time today?
Like I said, I changed to a Scott's pump this year.
Okay.
And also changed to a Hydro Boost brake setup, but I'd never finished the Hydro Boost brake setup. Well, I bypassed it all together this weekend, and now I can actually turn. It's not fighting me anymore.
Yeah.
So as long as you have control of the buggy, you can drive it.
Yeah, it's a little hard when you can't steer to go fast.
Pretty much.
Especially downhill stuff.
That's where most of my problems was going downhill. I don't know something. Apparently, Scott's pumps and Hydro Boost is putting too much pressure to it. So we're gonna figure out different brake setup this winter.
Yeah. Again, had a smoking run. Again, we're about 5 seconds faster than Daniel, about 10 seconds faster than Jay. Came out and just set the course on fire. So,
I done told Jay. Don't go fast. Don't push it. All you gotta do is finish.
Yeah. Again, we got Ken's cozying up there. Bad Donkey. He broke some stuff. Was able to get it all put back together.
Yep. They worked till about 3 o'clock this morning, putting a ring of pinion in the front of it.
Wow.
Jack, were you taking some careful notes during Matt's run to make sure that you did indeed go around the correct border?
I already know. I wouldn't even made Matt go back around because I mean he's in here doing this job. So,
and I knew I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll get to watch a bouncer in front of me. And they're like, oh, you're first. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll run down there. Courses out there, so I wanted to make sure I went the right one, but. And it kind of goes up and down and up and down, so a lot of fun. What'd you think of the course?
It was great. I definitely need some shock tuning.
71.260 for Kenneth Cozine. Justin Wills still in the lead with a 56, and Jack Porter in second with a 58 right now, followed by Daniel Heckley with a 63. We've still got about 3 or 4 bouncer drivers. We got Brandon Davis pulling up to the starting gate now.
I see the buggy looks smooth when you're during your run.
Oh, it definitely. I mean, it felt pretty smooth for as rough as the terrain is.
Oh, yeah.
Jack, do you prefer more of this, the true rock
Yes.
bouncing type stuff, or do you like something like bikini bottoms or
No,
wind
I
rock?
hate bikini bottoms. I never have any luck at bikini
I know
bottoms.
you don't really like the short course stuff.
Short course, I mean, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
Just my buggy's not set up for it.
What's your favorite park to go race at?
Put me in the spot there.
That'll steal your train of thought right there when that goes off right behind you. Brandon Davis blasting off the starting line. Let's say we go to Hog Pride, Windrock, Bikini Bottoms, Mid-America, Disney, Oklahoma. Where else have we been? Texas, Bridgeport.
They're all great parks. As far
Wildcat.
as racing, probably Hawk Pride. I like the hard hills.
You like the rocky stuff that bashes everything.
Yeah.
I'm not as big a fan of that.
I do. I mean, it's like
personally.
AOP to me it's not raceable, but it's hard terrain.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Oh, I know. Big Booty Judy knows because last time we raced it at AOP, he had some pieces falling off.
Again, Brandon Davis and that IFS obviously making it work out here. able to hit some of the stuff a little bit faster.
Oh.
Again, Buggy looked good when you're running during the suspension. Again, for, like I said, 5.6.729.
Yeah.
Just squeaked it out from Justin Wills.
5.6.7, and Justin had a 5.6.8.
And Jack's sitting third with a 58.
Wow.
Yeah, but now you got two fast guys fixing to go, so we'll be knocked down a little bit.
Yeah, Wade's a pretty vicious guy, and I think he will absolutely come out and hammer down on some stuff now.
Did he fix it? Is
Yeah,
he
it's
going to do a
fixed.
full
Yeah.
run?
Yeah, it's full
All
run.
right.
Yeah, he was a little bit disappointed yesterday, but, I mean, pretty much all he had to do was attempt both heels yesterday. He had second lockdown.
Yeah.
I hate it for him, but, I mean, it's his first year here, and, I mean,
we talked
doing
about
as
him
good
with
as
that
he
up
did.
here yesterday, and it being his rookie year in the bouncer class, and what he's been able to come out and do, you know,
exactly.
and really just pushing Timmy, you know, to the limits as well. And they're only 7 points apart coming into the weekend. That's insane.
That's very insane.
Which we kind of laugh at. We forget that this is his rookie year in a bouncer.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's Wade Good and Misfit. Oh.
Speeding through there on two wheels.
All right, I said I was going to announce our skinny pedal winner from Bikini Bottoms tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and do it right now because it was a Wade Good.
Heck yeah.
He put on that monster truck driving show at Bikini Bottoms.
He definitely deserved it.
And earned that skinny pedal award.
Kind of hitting that big jump. A lot of drivers watch the side-by-sides, kind of get the front wheels on there. As soon as the front wheels, you can kind of start to mat it, kind of carry the front wheels up and hopefully land up high enough out of the way.
Yes, I think somebody told me one of my axles broken, but as far as Nasty Girl tomorrow, I'm probably not going to even attempt it. I have nothing to prove.
Say that again, Taylor. Whoa.
Yeah.
49.268 for Wade Good, and he is smoking in more ways than one.
Yes. You think you broke an axle shaft out there, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, front axle?
I don't know which one it was.
Okay.
More likely, it's probably his brake that's smoking. His pinion brake, it's a little hot.
Probably very hot, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Wow, so that puts Wade definitely squarely in the lead right now with a 49, and then Brandon Davis with a 56.7, and Justin Wills with a 56.8. Those are your top three right now in the Branik Bouncer Cup class. We're on round 3 for everybody today. We ran our first 2 courses last night, and today is round 3. Tomorrow we'll wrap it up for the Cup classes, the Bouncer and UTV Cup classes. We'll get to do one more hill, and then it's time to give away some awards tomorrow night. Jack,
well, y'all have fun.
I'm gonna let you go.
I'm trying some water.
Even though this is like your favorite thing ever to come up here and be on camera.
Pretty much. I love
Jack,
it.
thank you.
Y'all have a go.
Again, that was Jack Porter. He races the Venom buggy. He got a new transmission from Fritz's and put it together. Got his motor dialed in. We got Trent Radcliffe taking off the line there. What's up, Spencer?
All right, we've only got 2 drivers left to go.
Oh, it's Cooper. Sorry. I'm looking at bouncers running.
All you youngins look the same to him. When you're as old as Matt is, Cooper.
Well, I was watching the run, like motioning for him to come up.
Speaking of youngins, Trent Ratcliffe, one of our younger drivers as well out there. And this is his first season racing Sucker Punch. He did just one race last year at Bikini Bottoms, I think, was all with it. But so this is his first season that he's been racing. And you know what? He's gotten better and better every time that he's gotten in. He started out a little rough. He went from our UTV class into Sucker Punch to the bouncer class. And he had some trouble the first few times, you know. And we still have seen some rollovers from him, like yesterday. And but he's definitely, you can tell, gotten a lot more comfortable and capable in that buggy.
Definitely here recently. He's been finishing just about every course.
Yep. Big difference from the first few races we saw from him.
All right.
All right. He did knock the timer over, but I think he still got a time. 79.989 for Trent Ratcliffe, and I do believe we've only got one driver left.
Mr. Timmy Cameron.
He drew number 13, and our tradition is that whoever draws that 13th spot has the choice of either going first, 13th, or last. Timmy chose last, so he is going to wrap up our racing here in the Branik Bouncer Cup, Course 3. This yellow jacket won't leave me alone.
You're so sweet, Bree.
I'm about to murder it. Oh, it was under my phone. Did you guys see that? It was literally under my... Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Distracted here. What?
What is that?
An ayah? Like a karate chop? Like
Tomatoes.
The tomato.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
What?
A movie, a TV show, a comic,
No.
cartoon.
Okay.
You haven't seen any of those? No?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Matt.
We got them on the starting line. I think they're just like icing the kicker over here. Like, oh, Timmy, we got to check the course,
They're
you know?
setting the timer back up that Trent ran over.
That's what they're saying. They're saying he hit the timer. Wink, wink. Trying to ice him out. I'm excited to see what his buggy does, just because it's set up a little bit different. It's more of a, built more like a trophy truck Ultra 4 crossover type buggy. I'm excited to see how he hits that ledge.
You guys think he's going to beat the 49?
Yeah, Wade had a 49.26. So
What do you guys think? Everybody watching at home, we've got about half a second to comment what you think this time is going to be. Is he going to beat Wade's 49.2?
Golly, he jumped it.
He did. That's insane.
Yeah, he's definitely moving.
Is he going to jump Is he going to jump that second ledge down here, or is he going to try to just bobble it real quick?
I don't know about.
You know, I think that I could.
Oh, he was zooming up to it.
I think that Wade has the speed and the raw ability, but Timmy's got the finesse from years of bouncer driving that we don't see from a lot. You know, it takes a lot of time to cultivate that.
Here we go.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Wow.
My goodness.
Wow.
44.958.
Wow. Coming out and smoking that time.
So there's those years of experience and seat time and a bouncer. And, man, give Wade another season, though. He's, I said, that raw talent and ability, and he's got the speed. He get that smooth out and that finesse just a little more, and he's
Again,
right up there.
That chassis and suspension setup is so dialed in right now. It is just absolutely unbelievable.
All right, so I'm going to give you a top 3 rundown real quick. Tim Cameron with that smoke and run of 44.9, and then Wade Good with a 49.2, and Brandon Davis with a 56.7. We'll do top 5 because they're so close. Justin Wheels with a 56.8, and then Jack Porter with a 58.0. Those are your top 5 for round 3 in the Branik Motorsports Bouncer Cup. We are done for the day.
Today,
this is weird. What time is it?
I know we had like a 6-hour window from finishing last night to start this morning, and now we have like 28-hour window. So it's a little different. We got some crazy stuff going on. Again, don't forget to watch the Ultra 4 qualifying today. It's going to be great. And then tomorrow, they're racing. We're going to wrap up the weekend with Nasty Girl. We're super excited about that. And then got our big annual party. So
tomorrow, round 4, is when we are planning to kick back off with our 2 remaining our cup classes in their last hill. So, like Matt said, y'all can be tuning in to Rock Racing TV to catch everything else that's going on the rest of today and tomorrow. And then we hope to see you tomorrow evening. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys.